We're live. What's up, guys? Welcome back to a classic F-Boy Friday here on YouTube. Got some really big stuff for you today. Thank you for tuning in. This channel dedicated to helping you guys succeed in crypto. Remember, you are not the liquidity here. I am not shilling you things to dump on you. I want you guys to succeed with me so that we can all be passionate about crypto together. So today,
Wix for
I want to
my
say
business
this after the
because of
last
its
few weeks.
massive scope
There's been
for
many
functionality and
where there just
freedom
wasn't
of
much to
creation. Being able to integrate and change and develop at my own.
And somehow an ad was playing. Great, starting it off on an awesome foot here. There are many streams in the last 2 or 3 weeks where there just wasn't a lot to say. Bitcoin was moving down. There was no really clear indication of what was next. A lot of sideways trading, indicators, patterns, nothing being super successful. But today we have some very, very, very important alpha to share with you. So thank you for tuning in. Stick around for this one. No clickbait in the title, 100% gas pedal to the floor. We got some spicy stuff. So let's start off the same way we always do. This won't be very long, but I promise you the alpha here is awesome. So starting off on the month, currently in a beautiful hammer candle with 12 days to go. So remember, candle's still open. Don't count it closed quite yet, but this is absolutely a turnaround from the start of the month. We saw new lows. In fact, we saw multi-month lows down to 53-ish K. Bulls came in, bought that back up, pushed the monthly. Ooh, my air conditioner is turned on. Pushed the monthly back green. Man, I'm going to turn this off. Son of a... Problems today. Problems. Push the monthly back to green, and here we are, flirting with last month's open. For the last 5 months, we've had a very basic trading plan that anyone could have executed. That was, look at the previous month's open and basically set a take profit there. For instance, last month, opening lower this month, 67.4, last month's open, about to be hit, if not already within a margin of error hit. I think we hit 66 something today. Here's what I'd like to see in the month. Trading above 67.4 is going to give us a beautiful bullish engulfing hammer candle. That is going to be a wonderful bullish setup going into August. I cannot stress that enough. But that isn't really what we have to look at today. I'm just priming you, just prepping you, giving you a little time to get in here and get settled, get your minds moving. On the month, our low test perfectly hitting that TK, that green line here, finding support. This is a confluence factor, or basically agreeing evidence with something else we're seeing. The green hammer candle combined with our touch on the monthly TK. This is no tiny time frame. This ain't messing around. This is big boy stuff. Finding support there, incredibly bullish. The monthly on Ichimoku telling us this uptrend is continuing if that low holds. So here's where we start to get into the very, very spicy stuff. Down on the week, despite not closing a bullish engulfing candle last week, we are seeing continuation. We got some more on the day. We are seeing continuation and further green here into the weekend. And here's where the spice begins. If you could, guys, smash those likes and subscribes, share this stream out, get a little hype going. It feels good to have something to actually share with you. The last few weeks have been brutal, but let's get people tuned back in. So on the week, using our Bollinger Bands, we looked at this back near our low earlier in the month, and we said it is not good that we lost our basis line, this white line in the middle. However, looking down to the bottom band, we roughly found support there. Seeing our weekly closes above 55K, it does seem that support has been found. Now, current price action. When we looked at this, I believe on Monday, we had tested our basis line. We saw a wick on top, and we saw basically 2 or 3 days of sideways moving again. That was a nervous place to be because remember, before this sell-off really even finished, we were talking about the importance of this 66K level. Now, there's many ways you could find this number. I think there's a point of control here on some time frame. There's so much confluence. To just give you the gist, our 618 retracement from our all-time high to our low this month sits almost directly on that basis line at 55, 54K. Moving above after consolidating for the last few days is a sign of strength on the side of the bulls. This is excellent. A weekly close above the basis line is going to do the same thing that the weekly close below the basis line told us 4 weeks ago. When we lost it, we said, now we're going to target the bottom band. If we can close above, we're going to retarget the top band here. This is just a very brain dead, simple, classic way of doing analysis. Very A-B, very, very simple. I think anyone can understand that. That would set our sights on 72.7. Not a bad target. Not a bad target at all. It's basically just back to range highs. And what we could see after that, which I think would be incredibly bullish, would be a pullback either to one of our weekly levels here, or even back to the basis line at 65, 66K. That would be an amazing price action, and it would be even better for you guys out there. I know a lot of you were saying pre-stream, I missed this rally. I don't have a long end. I feel like the only one. Don't panic. The worst thing you can do is panic right now. Do not go all in, max leverage, long, whatever, just because we have green candles. That's not the way to play. I said to someone in the chat earlier, honestly, if this is the real rally, because they were saying, I don't think it is, and that's still on the table, but stay with me. Even if this is the real rally, there'll be opportunities to simply just long above the previous all-time high, long above 73. I would caution against just ripping a position open right now. I wanted to just throw that out there. We might see something like this. Support holds on the basis line. We can see new all-time highs. This doesn't have to happen though. However, I would be much more confident waiting for a move like this to enter along than simply kind of FOMO entering along on the way up. So this is still not done. We have more. The Ichimoku on the week. This is maybe the weakest argument here. This isn't the most important thing. The next thing will be. I promise. I'm leading you on. Basically, we touched our Kaijun line, our purple line down here. The weekly is now back above 62.8. A weekly close here is further confluence with our weekly Bollinger Band basis line. That this area is so important to retake. Anything above 62.8 is going to be looking good, at least on the Ichimoku side. But now let's get into the real stuff. This is what I wanted to show you. This is why I was excited to stream today. I haven't been so excited to stream the last few days. I actually, I'll tell you about this then after we get through this, but I actually had to go to urgent care this morning for a minor health issue. Don't worry, I'm not dying. But I got here late. That's why the stream's late. But I couldn't not stream. I was like, I should probably take the day off, but I saw Bitcoin moving. I saw these factors lining up, the stars getting in position, and I couldn't let you guys not have a stream today. Even if I was in real bad shape, I'd be here. The daily is where things get awesome. They get awesome. Let's look at what we've been looking at. This is just how analysis goes. This has been our guide on the day, basically. As we were falling, we did trade below the 200, but on the way down, we said that 66K area, maybe 65, is going to be so attractive to price. But I warned you, it's attractive, but it's also the most dangerous spot Bitcoin can be in. When you see an all-time high, a lower low, and then you see a 618 retracement using our fib tool here, right here, our 618 retracement, you come up to here and reject, things can get very, very bad. The doom posters, the perma bears celebrate that move. And I warned you guys way before it happened. I said there's also likely a short potential there. But we have moved to this level. So let's look at our moving averages here. We have the 200, the 50, and the 100. Our rally from the 200 brought us higher highs. However, in perfect Bitcoin fashion, it had to spook us out. It wasn't going to disappoint. We had 1, 2, 3 days of very questionable, I'll even say kind of unbelievable price action. The rally was strong, but it just wasn't the feel that we're used to when we get these big real rallies, right? That just high wicks, low wicks, no real like intent or no real kind of determination in price. It seemed that it was kind of wavering. Okay, so follow me. Here we are. These daily wicks have swept liquidity in both directions. The first day, we traded very low below our moving averages. The second, a higher high back below. And this is what is getting me excited, guys. If the bulls can hold this price today, and since I've started getting excited about this, we've actually seen it go higher. If they can hold this, this is going to be the most bullish scenario that I said I don't even think I want to like really consider this yet, because I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to get too bullish and just see a fake out, you know, back to what we've seen all summer. But we have very real signs. Very real signs. The slightly higher low wick today traded below both these moving averages, and now with some conviction, we're seeing the daily move higher, another higher high. So looking at just the daily, just for Friday, let's close above 65K. This isn't any kind of specific pattern. I mean, you could call us a bullish engulf, but it's nothing too specific. It's just daily local resistance blasted through, and now we need to see a strong close. It would not surprise me, and I've not looked at lower time frames yet, but it would not surprise me to see today continue to move higher. I know. I don't want to get you too excited. I just told you not to FOMO, but it would not be surprising. Would not be surprising to me in any way. This moving average combo here is more than I could have asked for as a perma bull on Bitcoin. Check this out. We have a low, a lower high, a lower low. Almost, I'll call it a fake out rejection below the 200. This is a compelling piece of evidence for me as well. While we were below the 200, there really was no reason to be bullish. That's what I like about the low that we're seeing right now. We had lots of wicks and lots of clear rejections on the day. However, we had a series of higher lows, relatively flat top pattern, and we broke out. So moving into the 50 and 100, these liquidity sweeping moves, it just couldn't get any better. It really couldn't. You guys probably remember me talking multiple times about this possibility where we move back to this area of liquidity at these moving averages, and then we go back to test the 200. While this is not off the table, it is looking way less likely. If this were to have happened, I would have expected it to happen yesterday, honestly. Yesterday or even Wednesday. These red candles would have been very typical of a strong Bitcoin rejection from that area, and we did not get it. While this is still absolutely on the table, revisiting the 200, the really bearish scenario is pretty quickly losing confidence on my side. I'm not ready to say we're guaranteed going to a new all-time high this month, though I did say at the beginning of the month we could see a new all-time high this month. But I'm moving in that direction really quickly. I'm very surprised and happily surprised by this price action. This being at least farther away from probability is a very good sign, because we're actually seeing something that we might be able to identify that is much more bully, much more bullish. Let's look at this. This would be a higher low, and this could paint, again, everyone's favorite thing that they never stop hearing about in the last 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, the inverse head and shoulders. Now this, I don't even really know if we can call it that, but it's still structurally a similar thing. We saw a downtrend reverse. It moved into higher highs. We can see that here. And now potentially a lower low on a good close today. This is looking very good. Now, what could get in the way? I think it's obvious. If we see intraday selling into Friday's close today, closing below 65K, the excitement will at least dwindle down for me. It'll take it down a few notches. But if we see continuation today into close, and we can close strong above 65, preferably like 66, July is looking a lot more likely to retest these highs. It might even, the craziest part might be, we might see all-time highs at the Bitcoin conference. That would be wild. It's always the exact opposite. Every other time I've gone, it's been crazy sell-offs. Like, for example, May of 2022. Actually, maybe was that Bitcoin conference? I don't know. But historically, it is almost like a joke that it always sells off on the Bitcoin conference. We could be seeing a mix up here. I like this. I like this a lot. Many lots. It actually has me feeling like a lot better than I did this morning. Was there anything else I wanted to show you? We got the day, we got the week. Weekly here, I did want to look at this RSI quick. Don't hate what we're seeing. We've been talking a lot about that 50 RSI line. I think people use RSI incorrectly the majority of the time, or at least in my experience, I don't think that people use it right. Weekly, turning around just under 50 RSI, heading back up. We do have a Bollinger, or not Bollinger Band, moving average here in the way, and we have seen rejections and support from them. This may imply next week should see a higher high before this rally is really in potential trouble again, provided we get our strong close today. Day, week. And the last, I almost forgot. I got a little off topic. Got a little in the zone here. This was even the biggest alpha. Shout out to Ultra Chaos Steve too, if you're watching, brother. I love you're always keeping an eye on Ichimoku. If you don't know about the Ichimoku cloud, I should make this the next educational video in our playlist. If you don't know about it, check it out. Like, go look at it after this live stream. Get it into your analysis. Do not sleep on the Ichimoku cloud. Why are we losing frames again? We're always losing frames here. It's all right. Hold up. There we go. We don't care about frames though. We don't need no stinking frames. Anyway, Ichimoku cloud on the day. I'm loving this. This is actually what sparked my excitement. And then I started putting all these other pieces together. On the day, right here, right now, just like back in May, if you guys watch this channel and you were viewing back in May, you probably remember me saying May 15th. If we're going to see a rally from this downtrend, May 15th is a really solid time to look for that for one reason. The Ichimoku clouds crossed. They're crossing, or I call this a weak spot, directly at May 15th. And what did we see? Very similar sentiment to what we've seen at the lows here. Incredibly similar, I'd say. People really looking for lower lows. And boom, that weakness in the cloud, like a magnet, pulling price up back above the cloud, ripping through that weakness. That is the exact setup that we have right here, right now. And this is just the final piece on the cake for me. Right through the weakness in the cloud, closing levels looking very similar to what we've already discussed. Holding this close, obviously, under 65 will put us back under the cloud. Looking outward, and this is why I love Ichimoku. It's one of the only indicators that attempts to project time. I mean, many try, but I've never really seen any that work anything as well as Ichimoku clouds are very old, like Japanese stock indicator, by the way. It's not like some I'm selling or making up. It's free. What it also gives us, and this is what we have to pay attention to, you'll notice our daily level right here. What do we have? A nice flat, fat cloud. So projecting out into the next 30 days, we get some interesting price points, both of which I think make sense to the chart and should be on your radar. So that 65K level, provided we get a good close today, as I keep saying, maybe we see 67.5 or higher. If we see a pullback, which is absolutely possible, but if we do, into July 29th, so the end of this month, our cloud right here on the day, suggesting that if we make it over here today, 65K going to be a strong support. Now that support drops off into the end of July, into the 31st. It retreats down to 62.7 into, not July, into August, my bad. Into August. Both of these points, if you look back, we use this in our analysis a good bit. These clouds are magnetic, bro. They're magnetic. If we get a sell-off, if we get strong closes today, we get a good weekend, we open next week into the end of the month, these would be the places I would be looking to potentially enter along if I were left out. If I was feeling that today, if you're feeling that FOMO, you're feeling, oh no, I missed it, you likely have some opportunity at these levels. Below these levels, things get a little messier, but they both line up really well with what I would expect to see on a chart if we do see some kind of pullback at our highs. It is even possible, because as you see, we've escaped the cloud here. It is even possible we go back to the range highs, right? We were discussing that. Range highs were right around here. Our Ichimoku cloud, or not Ichimoku cloud. I just threw our fib up here. These two moves. These levels aligning perfectly with our 382 and our 0.5. This is about the maximum retracement that we would want to see if this rally brings us back to all-time highs. We don't really want to see trading below here. We often look at the 618, and the 618, I believe, is still a valid level. still valid since 60.2. But if we want this real move, right? That's what we're talking about. That's what we're looking for. That's what I'm excited to share today. If we want this real move, we don't want big pullbacks until we've made an expansive move to new all-time highs. So the 382, the 0.5, that's about where I would feel comfortable saying this is still potentially the real move. Of course, above, 236 is the most shallow retrace. That'd be the most bullish retracement it could make at a new high, but it doesn't line up as well with our Ichi. I think this looks brilliant. I think it's beautiful. Sorry if this looks like Charlie Kelly solving the mail mystery on It's Always Sunny with all the lines and such, but this is spicy, guys. So that's all I had. That's what I wanted to share. Not all. That's what I had to share. This stuff is powerful. This is real. We've had nothing like this over the last few weeks that we can look at and say, damn, this is almost definitive. Like, this is very much looking good. I guess one final cherry. Down here, fear and greed index hit extreme fear for the first time in since 2022. While I have my qualms with fear and greed, as you guys know, it does have some value. I don't think it is a perfect counter trade indicator. It was for a little bit, for a while. I would say in like 2018. But it does have some value. And I think the real value is that we saw this happen in real time on this channel. Another kind of added value, if you are a long-term viewer, is to just gauge the energy, gauge the vibe of people that are here day to day. And not even just the vibe and energy, but also how many people are here. I meant to show you this last stream. I'll show you it now. This is, in my experience, some of the strongest, most confident data / trading indicators / trying to find confluence with fear and greed. I'll pull this up. So might be hard for you guys to see, but this here is data you will find nowhere else. You'll never find this data anywhere else, maybe after this stream. But this is our channel's unique data. What you're seeing here is a time scale on the bottom and, of course, a quantity count upwards. And this is showing us new viewers to the channel. And I've watched this over the years, and I have found this tracks extremely well. In March, logically, we had a lot of new viewers, upwards of thousands, 16,000. I think this is like 18,000 new viewers on this peak. And these are daily data. And you can even see the reason it's like spiky is because we don't stream every day. There's like very few new viewers when we don't stream. But we have seen this come down. We have seen this come down, and look right here, right about here, the 5th, kind of in this zone. We had new viewership trickle off to virtually nothing. We saw what I'll call like a little capitulation spike at the low, and now it's still just trending down low. Not back to where it was, hasn't even recovered to similar new viewership versus the same price. So this rally is not being watched. It is not being tuned into. Even the people I'll say that were here in March being all excited, they've tuned out. It got too depressing for them, especially if they were new. Bless them. I don't know how they made this. I don't know how they made it through. What I'd expect to see on that chart would be new viewership to begin increasing again. We're going to see new people. In fact, if you're new here today, could you let us know? Because we asked this on Wednesday, and man, the answer was like 2 people. It was like 2 new people. We love you, new people. I think that's like totally the alpha. I'll probably think of something in a little bit I forgot. But now that I've gotten through my long-winded rant and we got about 560 viewers. Nice. Let's get those numbers up, boys. Smash the likes and subscribes and share. I'm going to turn my attention to the chat, and here's what I want from you guys. Do you think I'm onto something here? Do you think all of the things that I discussed in that long-winded rant are confluential factors with each other that suggest further upside? Or do you think, Tom, you're being too hope-mistic? You're being too bullish? That does happen from time to time. I want to know, chat. Tell me. I want to know all your opinions, every single one of you. If you're here and you're listening, put a message in the chat. What side are you on? In fact, I'll put a poll up, but I still want you to message, because after that, I'm going to do some shout outs. Let's see who is here. It's a good excuse to start it up. Get your names in the roster. Is the opening BTC analysis correct or hopium. So you can put whatever you want in the chat, but then answer honestly in the poll. It's spot on, baby. Hopium. Okay. Put the poll up there just for a little engagement. We gotta rile it up. Soul to the moon. Sure, Chili's, sure. You thought more viewers when dumping. Lars, I will rant about viewership. Stu just subscribed. What up, Stu? I'll rant about viewership then, because dude, it is really interesting data. And like I said, you can't get that chart anywhere. There's no subscription service that you can pay to get like my channel's unique data, right? Yeah, there's some cool stuff. I follow it. So let me see. You're new, Carlo. What's up, Carlo? My brother. Found you in March. Hell yeah, gringo. Been watching other channels for years. Wow, where you been, brother? We've been here live 5 years. We stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Every week. Even when I go to the doctors this morning, or urgent care this morning, I don't miss a beat, baby. Nice to see you, man. The VIX broken today. Maybe we'll take a look at that, Prez. What's up, Junia? Dalai Lama in play. All right. Iced Tofik. Stymie. What's up, brother? 150 thumbs ups. That's rookie numbers. Let's get more. Chili's is here. Alchemist. Odyssey 1. Dude, where you been? You're back. Bad Baptist here. As always, love you, brother. What's up, B-Cashy? How you doing, bro? Briangar Crypto, I never say your name right. Brutal Carlos Lopez. Crypto 420, Crypto Birdie. Sharknado, the man himself is here. Crypto Ace 33, Crypto Kitty, tuning in again. Good to see you, Crypto Kitty. I love that I see your name every stream. Dan Dykens is here. You're here all the time too. Derek Merrill, what's up, man? Dave Kane, Digital Orgy, 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍, Fender Dude, Foxy Throwney, one of the Crown Town G's here. Frosted Flake, Gary C, Glenn, Maitland, Green on the Go, Harvin Singh, 100 Air. How you doing, brother? Gary C, Gabe. Saw you at the beginning of the show. Janix, Istaphobic, JB, JP, JR, question mark. Good names. Those were easy. Julia's, good vibes. I like that. Good vibes only here. If you don't got good vibes, get out. Junaya, Kmart Kid, Crunk, Lars Van Den Huevel, Lee, M Stone, what do you think about the intro? I want your opinion. Every wrench that can hear this, you have to put your opinion in chat. It's mandatory, or you're fired. Mir Wolfie, Novocaine, Plantrigo, Prez, Rabbi, Rame, Ricardo, Robert, O'Connor, Rosh, Karen, Ryan, Sam Verma, Scottish Crypto, Shiva Reactions, Smitty, Soho Trader. Wow, there's a lot of them. Spain, Japanusa, Starchild, Strange Destino, Stu, Stymie, The Pickle, my right-hand man, the Doberman guy, Tillin McPooch, top mod in our Discord. By the way, join the Discord. You can get free VIP access in there to our trading rooms. TJ Bulkroven, Tripline, Tony Benz Ferenz, Truck Dano, Watashi. I probably missed more. What's the take? In the vote, we only have 130 votes. Not bad, but we can get those numbers up too. Is the opening Bitcoin analysis correct or hopium? Put your honest opinion. I don't see. You can't like see who voted what. I won't know. I want your honest opinion. So far, 87% of us siding with the this is looking good. We'll see. You need a nap, Chinggis? Me too, brother. Me too. XRP's pumping again. Oh, look at that. Maybe we'll take a peek at XRPs again. We looked at this on Wednesday. Maybe it was Monday, Wednesday. Looks like we got filled, baby, and we're in the green. We'll look at XRP. Tom and Mitch Ray, best in the biz. Love Mitch Ray. Personal friend of mine. Colleague, peer, personal friend. Smart dude. I learned a lot from him in my days. Put this in your bear pipe and smoke it. That's right. Not bullish enough, Bad Baptist. You might be right. You were locked in max bidding at 54K. Cheers. That's why you weren't around. Appreciate respect. Biggest dummy. Who's the biggest dummy? Me? Fair enough. What if you invented that service? What service? 100% chance of new all-time high before August. Man, I love that. Even in the sell-off at 50s, I was like, we could see an all-time high this month. Don't get too bearish. Don't get too bearish. You wish you found this channel last bull run, Estrada Nation. I wish you had too, brother, but guess what? We've been here 5 years strong. We'll be here another 5. you'll catch us on the next one and throughout this one. This one is not done. We aren't even close to peak bull run. For those of you just tuning in or maybe have never seen me talk about this, we're not even close to peak bull run, bros. Not even, or not like we're at the first staircase of the Burj Khalifa stairway of the bull run. Total crypto market cap, always good to look at it. This month did take us down. We had tested our previous lower high from the bear market on total crypto market cap at, we'll just call it 2 trillion. We had tested that in May on our low. We had a lower high into June this month, broke below 2 trillion. That buying action, bully. Liquidity sweep the low, just like we've talked about throughout this entire consolidation phase. We're likely to see a long or liquidity sweep before seeing new highs. Check mark. Check. Done. Here we are, still below November 2021's all-time high for crypto total market cap. That's 3 trillion. When this breaks, and I 100% believe this will break either this year or next year. I mean, after this month, we'll see how this closes. It could be this year. 100% believe this will break. That is when the bull, the full bull, the face melting bull shows up. All of this, that's still the bull run. We're still in a bull run. But above that all-time high, which we haven't even breached, even though Bitcoin's moved higher, many coins have moved higher, that's when we will see what has, I don't want to say promised, but what has been promised to you by people on the internet, clickbait titles, etc. The things when dreams come true, man, is above 3 trillion. And we're almost there. This chart is my favorite chart in crypto. Previous all-time high 2017, bear market low, new all-time high, back test. Here we are. That'll be your signal. 5 minute, we already broke a higher high versus earlier in the stream. So I guess that opening segment was on point for that. We said likely to see continuation today and even into today's stream. So not a lot, but certainly more than none. Bears are cute, says Sam Verma. You know, we need them. They are the yin to our yang. Don't hate them. If there were no bears, man, if there was no one selling, you wouldn't have any Bitcoin to buy. Think about it that way. Bulls squared. Oh yeah. Mitch's Alabama alcoholism gets to him. Hey man, doesn't get to us all sometimes. Big Tom has to update his Bitcoin timeline video. He did in early 2020. Oh God, 100 air. I don't even remember what it says, but I'll go back and look at it. What's up, Juna? King in bear and bull. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad people are tuning back in, getting a little spicy. Are you feeling the spice? What about that CME gap, David? Dude, CME gaps are a meme. CME gaps are a meme, bros. They are bear fuel. They're FUD fuel. Let's take a look at the gap. Take a peeky at this gap here. We had a gap. We filled it on the 5th since we've looked at it last. Cool. We have a gap here. Is this what you're looking at? 58.8. Actually, you gotta use the bottom wick. And technically, we should use the candle open or candle close. So 57.8 to 60.8. CME gap. Let's put a new poll up. You guys think this will fill? I'll rant about them for a little bit then. Will BTC CME 57.8 to 60.8K gap fill? Yes, no. We'll do like yes, and then yes soon, and then never. There we go. Let's get the opinions. CME gaps. So these are a meme, dude. It's kind of like fear and greed. I'll put this out there. It is a lot like the fear and greed index in that there was a time where everyone was trying to trade these. It was highly successful. In fact, I remember back here, this was post-March 2020. I remember back here, like people, like it was all anybody wanted to talk about. And a lot of that came from this sideways price action. So think of it this way. If you trade sideways for a long period in a range, it almost doesn't matter where there's a gap. The probability of it being traded at again is incredibly high. And if you look back in Bitcoin's history, any price, you can name almost any price on this chart, and it has traded at that level multiple times. So just by the nature of volatility, gaps get filled. There's no gaps have to fill thing. There is no guaranteed prophecy thing. And my alpha here, it's an alpha day, man. This is where I think gaps were at their like peak hype. Right here. You're gonna like this. If you're worried about gaps right now, I'll give you a little hopium to smoke. Peak CME gibberish, right? Peak. We traded sideways after March from, it was like 8,000 to 10,000. Popped up 12K. This was a huge bear trap as we fell back down. This gap right here in peak CME gap popularity. This gap never got filled. 9,600. And I can tell you exactly what happened. Everyone and their mom saw this happening. They saw the lower high. They said, oh no. They all shorted. And guess what they did? Because we had seen it so consistently work over the last, I'll say like year. Everyone was looking for 9.6K. It didn't come. In fact, the CME gap barely even grazed the top. It only hit so from like 9.9 to 9.855. Everyone was left sidelined. The rally was very hard to believe. In fact, there's even a tiny little gap here in October. But look what happened. We never, ever went back. We didn't even get close. So here's kind of the takeaway and the value and the reason I'm talking about this, not just because I'm ranting. Right here. Do we know for certain that we're going right to a new all-time high, that we're going into this big expansive move? No, we don't. So is it possible to fill? Absolutely. It's not even that far from price. It's about a 15% move to the downside. However, think of it this way. If this is the real move, and I spent about 30 minutes, I think, maybe more, explaining earlier the factors that are making me lean in the direction of this being the real move. If it is, this gap right here, going to be, almost the equivalent, almost the exact same thing as what happened in the last cycle. There was a gap. Everyone was bearish. Everyone had this defined target, and it never came back. I think what you can even say is that when we get bottoms, right? When we get these bear market bottoms, that is when you commonly see gaps not being filled. It's that one that got away. So summary for those of you just tuning in, CME gaps, do they fill? Yes. The nature of volatility fills any gap on any chart with a high probability. I think that is the reality of these gap fills. I don't think it's that the market demands it or something. If 90% of gaps fill, does that mean that you should always bet on them? I would say it means they are a good bet when a market is trending sideways, when a market is in a clear, clear trend, right? If we were moving, like very down, I don't know. But if you do trade that, you're going to miss the big kickoff rallies. You're going to be left on the sidelines following them. I don't think, if we get a good close today, I don't want to say I don't think we fill it at all. 57.9 though, man. I'm going to say a probability we're not filling it. It's not a big edge. It's not like a 90%, but it's like, I'm going to go with 25% just doesn't fill. And that is a big difference if you look at the overall probability or whatever, historical probability. There we go. Mind the gap, please. Bitcoin hitting more highs. Give me a sec. We got 44% saying, yes, it will fill. You might be right. Probably statistically, you'd be right. 17% saying yes soon. So that brings us up to 62% looking for that gap to fill. 38 saying never. If we look at probability, yes is on the card. But if we are going to break up here, if this is the real move, I don't think it gets filled. I don't think we come back to it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe like years from now. I can't ever say never, right? Can't say never, even though I did say never on the poll. Let me look at these low time frames for a second, orient my compass. Higher highs on the 1 minute. RSI, lower highs. So we have bearish divergence on the 1 minute forming on our highs. However, more importantly to me in my analysis, RSI doing something very important on this time frame. People in chat, I know you know what it is. Right here. RSI, while it is painting bear div, it is holding above that 50 line. It has a bias towards being above the 50 line. It's not that it hasn't traded under it at all. It's that it hasn't traded under and remained under, right? So an example of that would be down here. Back here. This was only even hours ago because we're on the 1 minute. This is showing a bias to the upside. I like that. Though we see this starting to crater down. Hopefully it doesn't burst my bubble. Nah, we're fine. Holding that bias above the 50, that is an uptrend. Money flow on the 1 minute, like a sea of green. An absolute sea of green, not giving anything back. These low time frames are seeing buyers. 5 minute RSI, same thing. Seeing that bias to the upward 50 end. Hitting overbought. Dropping down, holding above 50, hitting overbought. That's an uptrend. It's an uptrend. It's got issues. It has bear div painting, but man, how many times have you heard bear div, bull div, and it just doesn't play out on Bitcoin? I don't know, man. I don't know. 10 minute, very similar. Again, though, highs are higher, RSI highs lower. Money flow rocketing up on the 10. Nice, clear uptrend on that 10 minute. You know, if we want to look at divs too, let's just throw this out there. We talked about this. Let's see, kind of like earlier this month, after the 5th. You want to see div, baby, right there. Low, lower, low on the day. Look at your RSI. Low, higher, low, bull div, we moved up. There's an example of it moving. But you have a bigger time frame with a solid bullish divergence. I wouldn't pay too much attention to these low time frames. Here, once we get to the 15, RSI again up there, following even the moving average. Very strong uptrend. No div, no bear div on these highs. So I'm not really concerned about the 1 and 5 minute. Those could be like a 0.1% move. 15 minutes still healthy. Higher highs followed by higher highs. Money flow looking good. Go to that 30. Very similar to the 15. I don't see anything really standing out here. Don't see much standing out here either. You could claim bear div between these two, but I would say they're too separated. I'd say they're too far apart on the chart. My phone is blowing up. Is that alerts? Ah, no, it's a good time. Actually, I do have an alert, but good time to get a text. Funny, someone was saying Mitch Ray. Literally, this is a text from Mitch Ray in our group chat. And Sean Mack, the president of LuxAlgo, our sponsor. Check them out. Get a free trial with my link. We'll use their indicators here. They're the best in the biz. I see a super chat. Durov. Give me a tick, though. Give me a tick. I just want to get these time frames down. 1 hour, I like what we're seeing here. Money flow, hit a low. Higher high, higher low. Moving back to that higher high. This is giving us a signal for rolling over. Now, the VWAP hitting down here at 0. It's not likely an immediate thing, but this is probably going to end up looking like this, where we see another little move that finally rolls over and money flow re-enters the positive. Let me get through these time frames. 2 hour looks fine. The div there getting more exaggerated between the highs. I'm not really afraid of that though. 4 hour. I like the reluctance to move under 50. I like that. Let's get that back into overbought. Money flow, ooh, a little trigger wave going on here. If you've been following Marketcipher B, this has looked in the last month or two way more like this. Does this look familiar? We've been seeing this kind of momentum wave patterns going on. Basically described by very low highs and then these double kind of like butt cheek pattern or inverse head and shoulders, basically like a bias towards staying in negative momentum. I just inverted this. This is looking like the exact opposite. So here, actually, I should just zoom back. On the 4 hour, there it is. You see this. All negative, all momentum bias. Very tiny positive momentum moves. It looks like it's starting to flip. 1, 2, 3 higher lows on momentum on the 4-hour. 12-hour RSI catching on that moving average. That's power, baby. Green dot, money flow just rolling over in this 12-hour candle with VWAP. At 0. Beautiful. That's beautiful. That 12-hour. That's gorgeous. 5 hours and 53 minutes to go. We just got to get a strong close today. If you missed the start of the stream, I feel bad for you. Not going to rehash all of it. Let me see what I missed here. I know there were some super chats. D-Ruv. The breakout right now has not broken significant resistance. Chances of big rejection at this level. I mean, not that there isn't resistance at 67. Not that there isn't. But I spent, I don't know, like 30 minutes today at the start of the stream going over the last stream title. If you look at our back-to-back lives, oh, that's getting itchy. Stream on Wednesday was, are the bulls back in control? Here's the reason they might not be. This was on Wednesday, right here on this red candle. Today, not clickbait title. Not clickbait. Things are different versus Wednesday, but I do have some conditions there. We have to see close today above 65. The higher, the better. There's a few conditions on the weekly as well. But I appreciate the super chat. We went over where we might be looking for even the back test, even a retrace. So I would recommend you go back. DVR is enabled. You could go back right now. Rewatch the beginning. Be a good idea. What's up, Captain Tanner? Do you think SPY is done pulling back? I have not looked at SPY today. I spent the morning at the urgent care doctor. Done pulling back. It better be. Structurally, if it isn't, that's kind of poopy. If it just keeps dumping, then we called the top. Then we called the top, baby. SPY hit its 1618 extension from its all-time high previous to its bear market low. That was 561. It hit 565. It's pulling back now. From the day, you would want it to find support here. You'd want to find support here for it to continue like a parabolic run. You want to see this, right? Let's see this. Now I'm curious, because I've been jealous of stocks for a while. Honestly, SPY has been so parabolic along with other indices. This move today is not scary at all. If you are a bull on the indices, it might not be a bad long. I don't know if I feel comfortable actually placing one, but you have a move from mid-March to that 1618. This is your most shallow retracement, your 236. That's at 550, 548. If it can bounce from here, it's going to continue its parabolic run. It does have room to the downside. It can move lower and really still be in that same parabola. I would say down to the 0.5. You could go as low as the 618, but you can even see this wick here breaking that. Like, you have to go all the way down here, and then you've broken your market structure. So it has a good amount of ability to the downside. I think potentially a trade with a tight stop, maybe just below June 25th's lows, could be made to the upside on this. Betting down on stocks at all-time high is just historically a terrible move. I see people subscribing. Keep it up. Keep it up, fam. This has been one of the better episodes in the last few weeks. We could describe this as an ascending channel. Let's see actually what that looked like. Then I'm going to move on. I want to look at XRP. I want to look at, I don't know, whatever else is moving today. I did a good amount of ranting already. Still on a channel. I don't know. There's no real definitive feel there. I think a bounce here would be the most parabolic. If we're going to see the SPY move to that measured move target at like 612, I think we would want to see the bounce here. If we're going to kind of dick around more on it, maybe we go back down to like the 0.5618. I'm going to set alerts because now I'm curious. Remember, this will stop trading in just an hour and 49 minutes because stocks are a scam. Bitcoin will not discontinue trading. Also relevant today. Are we getting higher highs, baby? Relevant today. What was it called? Something Max? What was it? A major IT source went down today. And what was it? American Delta United, along with a bunch of other things. Grounded planes. I don't know if they're still grounded. They had like a major outage. It was like logistical stuff. Banks are down. Bitcoin ain't never go down, baby. Never go down. We can look at XRP. Look at XRP. Disa Haddison says if we buy a FitFeed token, he guarantees it will pump. Well, sorry, brother. There's no such thing as a guarantee in a trade. So that, whether you know it or not, man, just makes you look like a scammer. Yeah, there's no such thing. Oh, you've been in here shilling other coins, though. That's okay. Yeah, he's all right. It seems like Disa Haddison, seems like you pick a new coin every stream. Ooh. Back at the halving, you were shilling Bitcoin, so all right, you can stay. CrowdStrike, thank you, Pickle. Bonk is going bonkers, says Watoshi. I'll be the judge of that. Let's see what's moving quick. Let's see what's moving at a glance. Bonk is moving. All right, yeah, Bonk is going bonkers. You're right. XRP, you can chill. This was our trade from the other day. It's looking good. Man, this trade someday this trade. This will someday work. Let me see our more recent stuff here. Our LuxAlgo sponsored layout. I think we had some bonk TA. If you're out there and you haven't subscribed, if you do it during this live stream, you'll see this counter roll over. It's very exciting. It's very exciting stuff. And I'll shout you out. Here. There we go. I knew we had some more recent TA. I know we took a long from lower. Bam, boys. On the 11th. Probably put this out on the 10th. On the 11th, looking for that long, here we are. So here's like my issue, I'll say. It's not really an issue. But here would be what I would be weary of if I was looking to take a long on bonk right now, which is, I'm sure there's more than a few of you here that just tuned in. You're like, I want to go long on bonk. Should I go long on bonk? Maybe. But consider this before you do. That's all I ever ask you guys. Consider what I'm saying. Don't blindly copy me, but just consider the value I put forward. If you think it's right, good. If you don't, that's fine. You have seen a nice move here. There's about a 17% move on bonk today. We had a solid trade. That take profit is higher than price is right now. However, we are at the top of a 20% candle. That 20% candle top just so happens to be at our 1618 retracement. It also just so happens to be our daily lower high as we fell. There is resistance here. There are trapped buyers from this move that are going to look to take profit here to get out of a bad position. That doesn't mean that this take profit on this trade won't ever hit, right? But what it does mean is that there is a higher probability than usual for this candle to close here today. Maybe it'll even wick higher, close right where it is, and then tomorrow you see a red candle. So if you do decide you want to make a position here, I would be very careful with leverage. I would maybe consider, are you FOMOing? Are you thinking it's just going to keep going up to all-time highs? It's never going to pull back? Yeah, it's usually not the right way to think. I'll just say that. You got to make your own decisions. I can't make them for you. I think things look pretty good on the day. Pretty good. Higher highs, higher lows on the day. RSI and price. Little bull div on this low. You're still kind of working your way back up here. I do like momentum and money flow and VWAP on the week. It's not bad. Not bad. Let's pull up LuxAlgo. Let's get a little signals and overlays here. Signals and overlays. Beautiful green trend. This indicator brought to you by LuxAlgo, our sponsor. Alongside MetaSignals as well, our sponsor. Great companies. You guys know I don't work with anybody who is at all not the best of the best, and they both are. LuxAlgo is rather bully. More bully maybe than I am right now on this candle. It is saying that this daily candle is showing us a change in trend. We have seen the resistance band flip to support That's usually a pretty good sign. You can see here as price fell, the support band flipped to resistance, and it basically just bled out for a week. Not a bad signal. Still, I hate being long at the top of a candle. You might look for maybe a 10% retracement. You could look for a back test of the 16th and 17th daily candles down here. It's like 287 and price is at 315 right now. Support. Get that order block up here. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, bonk is definitely bonking. Is bonking. What is POPCAT? What is POPCAT? Have we done POPCAT? I've never done a POPCAT chart. It's Degen Friday, boys. Let's do a POPCAT chart. POPCAT is the second biggest gainer, followed by Brett, then Floki, then Whiff, Dog Whiff Hat. Today, let's look at this POPCAT. I don't even know what it is. It's got a 800 million, just under $1 billion market cap. 825. That was off the top of my head. POPCAT 2 USD crypto. I've never looked at this chart in my life. First impressions. This looks like a lot of early charts. A lot of, I've seen, let's say, like even kind of similar to maybe Pepe early. Some others. This reminds me a lot of MOG right now. Let's see if I'm full of it or not. This is the month though. Let's go to the day. Am I full of it? Nah, I'm not that full of it. So maybe you see the similarities here. Maybe. You have this kind of flat top, higher low pattern, just very crunched price action. Crunched. This is what I remember from Pepe. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking something else. Big expansive move, kind of getting this crunch again. This one on MOG not looking quite as good, I would say, as the previous. This is more of an ascending triangle versus, we'll call it a flag. But we're looking at POPCAT. Looking at the POPCAT here. There's not a ton we can do. We can identify that this does look rather flat topped. It's not a bad thing. I don't know anything about this coin. I'm not endorsing it, as always. I'm just looking at the chart. The chart obviously cannot predict, I don't know, devs rugging. It's not going to show up on the chart until after. But just looking at this, not bad. Really not bad. New all-time high this week. One of the only things we can do here is use our fib tool, connect highs and lows, and look for upside targets. So let's do just that. Boom. Our biggest expansion or our biggest pull here gives us $1.50, $1.55, $1.50. Let's do our original, though this one doesn't seem to be working because it made a new all-time high and then didn't do it. I think this is the correct fib. Let's pull the local one as well, see if we get some Confluence. A little bit of Confluence there. I like that. Our 1618 from our biggest pool, $1.50 we'll call it. It's a $1.50 and change, but I would play $1.50 if I were going to touch this. I would play, honestly, I would play $1.49 or something. I wouldn't even go $1.50. I'd do just front running. Let's do 149. Just front running. We have two fib extensions that both target this price period. This is a psychological level, along with $1. Likely to see some resistance at $1. But $1.50 is looking pretty juicy. I think I pulled this, but let's just see if this is magic. No, right in the middle. Right in the middles. This wick today, not bad. This wick today did backtest the previous all-time high. It's now battling with local daily resistance. Set out here from the rally 15th, sell-off 16th, 17th. We're back here. Closing above 83.5 cents, which is currently trading at right now, will be a good sign. Of course, higher better. Break the all-time high. This will then be a higher low. You're looking for $1. You're looking for $1.50. This, you know, you don't want this to fill. You don't want this to fill. I'm going to play it this way. 61 cents. I think this looks good, but it's going to pend kind of this daily close. I think this trade could be played. Now the stop is rough. Let's reverse it. The stop's going to be so rough. This gives us a 2.2. We're going to get a 3 here. Boom. Not bad. You can get a 3-to-1 with a stop below June 4th's low. If you're targeting $1, making more scalping play, the stop's going to be difficult. It's going to be a hard thing to determine. It's going to come to you. I would say maybe just under 50 cents. That 50 cents, if it comes on a sell-off, likely to have some support there just via it being 50 cents. I think both of these trades could be played. I probably won't take either of them, but I will keep an eye on this. Please be cautious. Please be cautious with illiquid meme coins and leverage trading. Just because a pair exists somewhere does not mean it has sufficient liquidity to get you in and out of a trade, or to not wreck you, basically. Alert set. We're going to put this in the VIP trading room in Discord, along with others. POPCAT for the first time done live. Boom. Should we do XRP? Does anybody care about XRP? Kind of did what we were thinking. Pullback. Took profit at 61. Pulled back. Re-entry at like 55. I think at this point you move the stop up. If you took this trade, I think you move the stop up. Maybe like under the wick, you got a good entry. Man, it's just another lower high for XRP, isn't it? Talking about bear div, man. It's a lower high with a higher high in RSI. It just always does this. Someday I think it will do something different. I'm just not sure when that is. Did any news come out? It kind of looks like it based on the chart. No, it hasn't sold off enough for news stuff to come out. Burn. Money flow rolling over. VWAP still very rigid. Let's see the weekly close. Let's say above 58.5. Likely going to put that 69-cent target in play. At the moment, it's very kind of uneventful. The only kind of eventful thing that happened here is that XRP did what we thought it would do, which is we were live on Wednesday, calling for that retracement level to 55 cents. Now we're looking for basically just a test of the top of this forever wedge, the forever wedge. All right, I've been not ignoring chat, but I've been in the zone. I apologize. Looks like 62% of us think that gap will fill. I think that we are betting people. We're traders here. 62%. I mean, if you just, again, look at the paper probability, if we were to match that, it would be like 80%, something. I'm more impressed that 38% don't think it will fill, because that means 38% of us genuinely are looking for that big move to the upside. I like that. I like it. Scottish crypto XRP is the most overrated blue chip in crypto, hands down. I don't know. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of competition for that name. Not one of my favorite. ORCA. Have we looked at ORCA? ORCA. You know what? Actually, before we move on from POPCAT, let's see what LuxAlgo has to say. We gotta get in the habit of this. Trend green. Trend green. Little doubt of the trend here. That makes sense. You're right at resistance. Going long here right now in POPCAT, I think is crazy. That's why I put the entry lower. ORCA. 𝐂𝐴. Steve 𝐂𝐴. Ooh, not the best looking chart. Deep in the red. Deep in the red. Where is this even traded? I don't know if I've ever looked at this. Trend is pretty unspectacular on the month. Here. You got a deeper retracement. It's not bad. Didn't get stopped short. There's some buying power. Let's make it easy. This is where I'd look. $1.24, $1.25. I was looking to see if any of these wicks are exactly $1. They're not. Got like $1.25 to $1. 618 sits at 24 cents. Let's just rip it. Let's just rip and rhyme it. It's DJam Friday, baby. I didn't tell you guys about going to the urgent care today, though. Are you interested? There's a bit of a story there. Here's a bit. See what this looks like on the day. Scroll down. Did you really just get rid of my lines? Why? Oh, why? Oh yeah, I haven't had my headphones on, so I haven't heard any of the subscriber noises. Haven't heard any of the super chat noises. I see Thayer Mabata subscribed. 𝐂𝐴 subscribed. 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍 subscribed. Not a lot of subscribers. I thought there'd be more spice today. Thought people would be, you know, I guess I'm excited, and our community is probably a little stoked today because it's spicy. But I don't expect everyone else to see the spice. We are commonly the only people looking at the spice. And that does lead to some very big gains. Daily kind of looks crappy. Yeah, I'd be looking for lower, honestly. 125 to, let's call it 93. Maybe $1 is really that number that you're looking for. $1 is always a great place to look for support or resistance. I can see this happening. Let's pull this down to $1. How's that look now? Not really any different. Nah, just leave it like that. There it is. ORCA. ORCA. Not my favorite chart. Not my favorite chart so far. But it's also not doom. Not quite doom. If you get below like $1 here, things are looking pretty bad because you're really just doing high, lower, high. You know, the forever bleed crypto pattern. Don't want that. Who's from Bangladesh? Not me. You know, you said jam, but I realized I didn't look at JASMY. People wanted me to look at JASMY on Wednesday, and I apologize. JASMY are long got stopped out there. That was still a good play. I don't give a crap if it gets stopped out. JASMY holding that that low. Not the most beautiful. Not the most beautiful low there. Kind of ugly, but in some ways similar to the corn. A little bit weaker. Is looking to paint that inverse head and shoulders. It looks like your shoulder line sits at 2.7 cents, which is not actually a term. I just thought it'd be funny to say. Your neckline at 3.1 cents. If JASMY can hold this low at 2.7, break 3.1, I'm going to be looking for a move that might look like this. Boom. Inverse head and shoulders. Look for that back test of the neckline. I'm going to put this long here, even though price is below it. Underneath the shoulder. This one got stopped. Let's just make it small. Underneath the shoulder. Looking to maybe take a long at 3.1 cents. See how that plays out. JASMY. Still can't believe it didn't hit 5 cents. What a bummer. We were looking for 5 cents at 4.4. Close enough. Suey. Jam. What is jam? I'm going to be looking at the more Degen stuff today because it's Friday, boys. It's Friday. Things are spicy. But if we start looking at the Degen stuff, we'll get our minds off of what's happening. This is a strange chart. Can't say anything I've looked at looks like this really right now. Bear div on the day. There it is. This is what's getting in the way. 0.003 cents. Monthly resistance from, honestly, you can call it 3.2, but from its first candle trading on Binance. You could see this if you invert it. Maybe you'll see this better. You could see this little dong pattern, this inverse head, this head and shoulders little dong pattern. If we invert the chart, this could be playing out. But what would we need? We would need a higher high. We continuously are seeing lower highs. We do have higher lows, but we need to see a move up above 0.032. Boop, boop. You can retest those all-time highs. Where's this at? The all-time high for this is like a 6 or 7x just to get back to it. Apple, and did Apple invested $200 million? I don't know about that. I don't trust any of that stuff, whether it be true or not. It's just like never really worth considering. Never really worth it. Let's see. See if we get any Confluence at these levels. We do not. We do not. Right there we get a good one. 0.004. This was our March high. break 0044. Probably looking to retest that all-time high then. There you go. There's jam. I don't know how you'd play this though. I'm not really confident in how I'd play this. Maybe you're looking at 0015 or just below. Something like this. Wow. Thanks, TradingView. Always. What the hell? Okay. All right. When you got charts on logarithmic, these get crazy sometimes. 0015 stop. I mean, you could make the stop below 001, but that's a 50% drawdown. Your low in May 012, probably the target. I don't love that though, because if this is going to go back to its all-time high, you'd almost expect it to do a liquidity sweep of these lows. That might suggest, and again, I'm not taking this, but that might suggest that instead of 05, you wait for 50% drawdown and you target that 001. And then how might you look at this? Even back to your 618 is 150% move. Back to resistance here, 201% move. Either of these could be done. If I, gun to my head, had to take one, I'd be the patient trader. I'd wait down here. There you are. I'm gonna set an alert because I'm interested to see how this resolves. Whenever I find a chart that doesn't quite look like the other charts, I like to put alerts. I like to see how it plays out because maybe there's value to be grabbed from other areas. Tom is a great crypto streamer. Thank you, brother. What's up, Mr. Wales? Can I check my row? Go short for here. You're gonna go short? You're gonna go short on the corn here, man? All right. Yeah, you do you. You do you, buddy. Might be the right move. I don't know. I still have my short open. 0.5 right around that 65. Remember, if you missed the beginning of the episode, go back and watch it after the live. I highly recommend it. There's a lot of good stuff. Oftentimes, I don't have a lot to say, especially over the last few weeks. In the intro today, I said more. I shared more. Valuable alpha. I hate that word. I think then the last like 2 weeks combined. Then like, yeah, easy. You should watch it. If we do see, if that short does play out, which I'm not convinced of yet, 65K is the target for today to close above. That's also your 0.5 retracement. You could look for that move. You could. That might look something like this. Crappy risk to reward. Oh well. Kind of play that range. If you expect sideways trading into the weekend, you might be able to play that range. What was I going to look at? We'll go over here. F-Boy Friday, classic. Jupe, yep, you're right. I missed Jupe on Wednesday, and Jupe made some moves. I got an alert earlier today. I actually got another alert that I should look at too. Jupe USD. USD. It's finally not 1,000,000 degrees, which is amazing. I don't see a crypto. I don't see like a full history. So we're just going to go with Binance. If it has it, there we go. Let's go to the day. 12-hour. Yep. At $1. Even if you think Jupe's going to go higher, going long right now, probably the wrong move. It's probably Jupiter. Hold up. LuxAlgo with this order block data down here. I'm liking that. If 53 cents comes for Jupe, that might not be a bad spot. Might not be a bad long down there. It's like 53 to 44. Let's go back here. I like this 618 retracement. That's fine. Let's look at the upside. Where are we at? All right, that's not bad. We're kind of in the middle of no man's land here. Above the 382, below the 0.5. Jupe moving to 110. Good probability. I don't love here, though. I don't love that we're at $1. And I said this before we even looked at Jupe. $1 is very commonly a good place to take profit or to enter a position. We're at $1. This has been a nice rally. LuxAlgo giving us that green baby trend. But it, kind of on top of it being at that psychological number, we certainly have wicks, certainly have his horizontal evidence here at $1. I'm sure this goes far back. Yeah, boom, goes all the way back here to April. We can see this was resistance. It broke. It held a support for a day. It broke. It was back tested, rejected, back tested, rejected, broke above, found support, lower high, found support, moved to a higher high, fell through, found buyers again at $1. Look at all the times that this market has responded to this time, to this price. Price sold off, traded down to 91 cents. But by the end of the day, market participants, bulls, bought it back up. Wasn't enough, rejected again. This is maybe the most important value on this chart. So long story short, this is a rough place to go long. Rough spot to go long. If you're in a position that was open recently, maybe you're looking for TP at 110. Filling that wick from the 4th and crossing your fingers, really. Crossing your fingers and hoping that it's going to continue back. I don't hate it. I just think right now is maybe not the time. Not the opportunity for the long. Money flow up. VWAP actually looking pretty good on the 12-hour. Surprising. No, I lost it. Weak. I like when it turns all the candles the same color. Makes it easier to look at. Easier to digest. Think about it. You don't really need colors on candles. You know what color they are based on the direction they go. You don't need them to be red and green. This is rough. This is rough. 82 cents. I think 82 cents is a more attractive level. I think $1 is is just so commonly a terrible place to look for a position unless you're already in one. Stop loss is definitely going to be difficult, but I like this 82 cent area on the week. Let me show you why. You'll see it better here. This was your weekly resistance. Candle closes. This looked like distribution. You got the pop up. If you break 110, I think you get more bullish on this. But until then, especially at $1, this would be a slick position. Resistance, break, back test, move higher. Likely to like 120. I think you'll get a better risk to reward down here. Jupiter. Where's the guy that asked for Jupe and was all sad in the Discord? By the way, guys, join the Discord. It's free. Full of educational content, crypto chat 24/7. If you sign up with any of the partners in the video description below, you'll get VIP access in there. So VIP, you can't even buy it. That's how exclusive it is. You can sign up with MetaSignals, with LuxAlgo. You can do their free trials. You can sign up with Coinbase Femex, the newest one, pinned to the top of the chat. Is it Blowfin? No KYC. I've been trading on there a little bit, wee bit here and there. Seems fine to me. Been enjoying it. Yeah, join the Discord. Make sure you subscribe and liked this stream. What else are we looking at? Let's get a few more charts in. It's Friday. Can look at NOSANA. What's NOSANA, Glenn? You've been here all stream though, so maybe I can. You've been here multiple streams. All right, Glenn. All right. Let me look at NOSANA. Let's put this in there. Jupe, because you've got the Jupe. NOSANA. NOS? Is it NOS USD? NOSANA? Is this it? Whoa, that's something. This is something. Whoa. When you said NOSANA, I was like, I assume that's new. This can't be like a thing that's been around, but I was wrong. Does seem to be reacting to the analysis, though. Does seem, people say TA doesn't work. I say they don't know what TA is supposed to do, so how can they say that? What's up, Pinku Vlogger? I see you, man. Mieku, Lord Drake, U12327, Mocha, I Maker, Sheldor, TBBT, Popo, all subscribing in the last 10 minutes. Hell yeah, fam. Keep that energy up. Keep it up. Keep subscribing. Keep liking. Looking at this chart, I don't hate it. First thing off the top, don't hate it. Started trading in 2022, hit an all-time high, spent over a year selling off. So here's some things I like about this chart immediately, and I know nothing about this coin. First thing, sold off after listing pump, traded below its initial trading price ever, went into all-time low. So what happened? It went into price exploration, trading at new levels. Typically, price exploration to the downside, you will see these buyers capitulate. Price sold off, and it hit a value that is very attractive to me. We're talking about $1 a second ago. Dollar, typically a good take profit, good entry, comparatively to just any other random non-whole number like that. Bounced off a penny. Nice psychological value. Clearly that capitulation worked as this thing rocketed back up 4,000% in November of 23. That's wild. Continued to a new all-time high, and it ended up exactly at our 1618 extension. So this is following the fibs. It is acting or behaving rationally. I like that. Your previous all-time high is at 61 cents. It's currently at 260 though. That's a pretty big drop. Damn, it traded all the way to $8. Isn't that crazy though? If you had put this fib here and you saw this candle before the all-time high even was confirmed broken, just using this fib tool, you could have gotten within pennies of that all-time high in March, within pennies. And at that point, it would have been trading at 47 cents. It would have been pointing to almost $8. If you don't use the fib, I have a beautiful video on fib in the playlist in our trading course on YouTube. Check it out after the live. You actually haven't even begun tracing on a macro. You've sold off, but you haven't made it to your 236 level. That's at $1.66. It's still considerably farther down than we're at. Let's take a look here. Right at your 236, you have a weekly order block. This was resistance on the way up, likely to act as support if it's tested on the way down. Might be able to take a trade from 166. Obviously, I would prefer 61 cents. This play has landed us some of our best trades over the last 2-3 years. All-time high, low, break to an extension, back to the previous all-time high. I remember the good examples recently, but there's been many. 61 cents if it comes, great entry. That is really far down from where we're at. I understand that. It is not guaranteed nor promised. It's just if it comes, it's pretty attractive. Stop can basically be below your wicks from November. Pull it down. It's a pretty big drawdown, but hopefully you're not trading this on leverage anyway. You get a decent risk to reward just back to $1.60. You get a crazy risk to reward back to the all-time high. I don't hate that. Long story short, I always prefer the back test of the previous all-time high. I know you guys don't always trade that way. Patience is rare and valuable in this space. For those of you who are impatient, might be looking at $1.66. You absolutely can make an argument for our low 220 in June. You can make an argument to take a long there. I just don't really like that kind of trading. Doesn't have high probability. We saw support, lower high, break of support, resistance tested. You're really hoping these lows hold up. That's basically where you're at on this. I don't hate it though. I don't hate it. There's worse looking charts. You get a few opportunities potentially. You can set the alerts. Few opportunities to go long. There's definitely upside on it if it plays out. It's not the worst. NOSANA. I think I've heard people say that in chat, but I've never looked at it. Never in my life. Too weird of a name. Which fib tool? The Fibonacci extension and retracement tool. Mason. The Dow just closed a weekend gap. Good. Have I checked out the stunk DJT? I have in the past. Back when it IPO'd. And unrelated to it being Donald Trump's thing, I said, guys, I don't know why people buy IPOs. I don't get it. In my 8 years of watching markets, I just have never seen something perform well from its IPO. DJT, I think it's headed for 32.10. That's where I'm at. Let's get rid of this. You have an open gap here. That gap ends at like 31. You've hit 45. You opened above it. You sold off. Kind of like all the beginning IPO candles. I'm looking for 32.10. This thing is, I don't know. I would never buy this personally. Do they even have a product? Like, what is their revenue? I don't understand. Yeah, looking for 32.10. If you wanted to trade it, I would definitely never take this one. On Degen Friday, I feel like I say I'm not taking this one a lot. Mostly because I just don't I'm just not a Degen trader, man. I'm a consistent overtime trader. There you go. You can make that trade. Speaking of IPO, this is like the only other chart that I wanted to show you and didn't because I got distracted. Boom, baby. If you, this should have been in the beginning of the stream because here we go. Another piece of Confluence, another piece of bullish evidence right here in front of us. This is Coin, the Coinbase chart. And here you go. To make sure you know I'm not being biased or something against Trump. This is another IPO. Look at what happened. It IPO'd April 21. It only went down. It went from 427 to $31 for a 92% downside move. It's recovered. I think it's looking very good. I think Coin will see a new all-time high this year. And if you don't understand why that might be bullish evidence for crypto, I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you here. We are in a bull flag. I don't trust bull flags in crypto, but this is a stock. So maybe I should trust this. We have higher lows, higher highs. This is in a definitive uptrend since virtually the exact bottom for crypto. We have moved up. It hit its multi-year high at virtually the exact same time as Bitcoin. Since then, you flushed out some longs. You back tested your previous run-up resistance from February. You have a lower high and a higher low. That's a flag, baby. That's a flag. You got an hour and 10 minutes of trading. Even if it closes slightly lower than here, it's going to be closing above previous weekly resistance. It's going to be one of the higher closes over the last, 90 days. Trading above 262 would be brilliant. Brilliant. Here's my hunch. Obviously, break 283, go to 364.10. But here's my hunch. If we get a strong close on Bitcoin today, if all the things that we talked about at the beginning of this episode happen, and we see a rally over the weekend, I could see Coin opening significantly higher, probably above its highs here, leaving a gap and making that move for like 383. If those two things happen, I think an all-time high is much closer than people expect. You can see we've been waiting for this. We drew this a long time ago. We've been waiting for this consolidation to play out. It's been virtually perfect. This chart is very strong. It is very strong. Ugh. Let's check back in on the corn. What's the corn doing? Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. I don't know. Someone said short. Hasn't really gone down. FTM. All right. It's not very degen-y, but all right. Jam. Did I do that one? Jam. Pump up the jam. Oh, I didn't do pump music today. I'm sorry. It's because I don't have my headphones on. I forgot. What was it? We'll look at like FTM and FET. They still exist. I still can't keep them straight, like which one is which. Like one of them was merging, and it was supposed to be ASI, but then it just ended up being the same ticker. I don't know. It just all seems gibberishy. FTM, back tested. January, February's monthly order block here. Higher high. You've done a low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. Holding here gives you another higher low in the month, and that gives you an uptrend. And gives you a gorgeous, beautiful uptrend. Didn't quite hit the 618. So basically, I like this wick. I'd like to see the monthly close here. We're going to zoom into the week here in the day in a second. This can go as low as 35.2 and still be fine. If it starts trading below 35.2, especially if the weekly or monthly closes there, send it back to the lows. If this holds, you are looking with high probability back to 64 cents. And that is a lower target. Lower target here. Still hanging out on this higher low. Weekly closed above June 17th's wick low. So support broken, reclaimed. It is sketchy though. It's really still very sketchy. It's kind of flirting with it this week. 64 cents. That's not bad. Ooh. Could do this. Don't like this one. Don't love this one. 6.5. Give it 44. I can see that played. Resistance broken. Daily closes. Back test. That's not bad. Shallow retracement. It is in an uptrend. You got bear div on your day. Money flow looks like crap though. I don't like that trade a lot now. I really don't like that trade now. Money flow looks crappy. Problem is I don't really know where else you would go. I mean, you could target down here at 41. You could even look lower to 35. Again, maybe that's the trade, right? You could play this. Let's actually just get multiples out here. You could play it just back to 47 from 35. That gives you a 34% upside, still solid. Remember, anything below 35, significant closes, especially 30 with this little wick here, not looking good. You're starting to paint like a distribution pattern. Maybe a head and shoulders, maybe something else. I do like the return to 65 cents. This was barely a test. I want to see some expansive move down, then a back test of support as resistance. FTM. FITM. What about FET? Is this the one that changed? This is the one that changed. Let's pull up the FET chart because we were looking at some very spicy levels here. See how those trades laid out. Butte. 119 was our entry on the long. Still there, still holding. Still looking good. Not a lot of convincing upside action yet. Daily beginning to roll over. Very slow though. Weekly trending up. I don't hate that. Yeah, broken a higher high after a lower low. Sketchy. Ooh, sketchy. I don't have huge confidence, but I do like the 119. I think if 119 comes again, may again be a good trade. But what I like about this is it's followed the TA really well. We've been tracking this for years. Lows have been coming up. We spotted this in the bear market. We identified our flat top at 119. We broke through. We've back tested it. We didn't dump into Valhalla. We're still here. I think that 119 trade could be closed at 226, at 218 for those of you very bullish. Could be looking for 5, maybe even 850. I think there's good trades to be made there. In fact, I'm going to put that back in the trade room because it's so close to that entry still. Bitcoin looking good. 5-minute RSI still holding strong above 50. 1 minute dipped below while we were chatting, but is now moving back up to that buying. Let's go. Let's go. 30-minute holding strong. 45 minutes strong. Hourly is what's got me. We got a little red candle on the hour, but I'm liking this money flow, man. We pointed out the VWAP at the beginning that we have a little sagginess, a little maybe a little pullback. We said it might end up looking like this on money flow with another higher low. So far, we did see some selling off of the hourly candle, though with 4 minutes to go. Oh, we're staying for this, baby. Wow, we've been live 2 hours. I felt like crap, but this is what happens when the market gets spicy. This is why it was like, you got to tune in today. 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Will we close above 66,777? Good number. Let's do a poll. Thank you for voting in that poll. We got like 600, 700 votes. I like that. Will this hourly close above 66,777? 4 minutes to go. Yes, no. There we go. Close this green, and it's pretty spicy. A little hammer again. Seems to be a theme here. Seems to be a bit of a theme. I like it. 15-minute coming up. Here we are. Here we go. Higher lows, baby. Retesting that flat top. We've got a bias to the upside. RSI confirming it. We've got a lot of spice going on today. Got a lot of spice, man. Gold broke an all-time high. Retracing as gold do. Making my trade look bad. SPY closes in an hour. Maybe bouncing, who knows. XRP doing nothing. There it is. We don't know the path it will take, but we know the direction. Thoughts on Doge? Can look at Doge. Really kind of tuned into this hourly close though. What's up, Story Vista, my guy? Thanks for subscribing. Or gal, who knows? Here we are. MSTR. How did that stock split work out for him? I haven't looked at Doge in a while, and I keep saying I will, and then I forget and look at other stuff. Got 2 minutes. I'm going to flip back to Bitcoin for this hourly close because I'm curious. Low, higher high, higher low, higher high, maybe higher low again? Question mark. No real clean back test here on the month. That's unexpected. Unexpected. The monthly does not look super spectacular, but 12 days to go, and you're mimicking that long bottom wick. So buyers did come in, just battling it out here for the monthly level. Let's get out to the week. Right at decision time, boys. Right at decision time. Weekly order block fell. You're right back there. You're at resistance. Not a great time to go long. That's what I'd say. I'd say probability would not favor going long right here, right now. I would almost rather see a 16-cent move and then a pullback to this level to go long. Ooh, weekly don't look bad though. Momentum's pinching here. Let's get a strong close for Doge on the week. VWAP at 0. That could be that move to 16. What's up, Wasim? Wasim Don 316. How you doing, brother? You can see this weird. We have like I call it a dong pattern. Is what I've been saying. It's like a head and shoulders, reverse head and shoulders with like real tiny shoulders, like little nuts. Little nuts, big dong, little nuts. It's painting out in a lot of charts. I want to see Doge do this. I want to see it close today above the monthly open. So that'll be like 12.5 cents. I want to see into this weekend or into the early next week rally. Let's say, it could go as high as 16, but then back to 12.5. I want to see that hold as support. I want to see it move up. This would be the signal for me to go long on Doge. If we close below today, close below into the week, close below into the month, not in. I still have Doge from a long time ago, but like this is the potential beginning of a reversal. We just don't have enough yet. That's how I feel about it. This would be ideal. And I forgot to flip back to Bitcoin. Let's see. 22 seconds. I didn't forget. Let's go above that hourly open. 69% of us saying yes. Only 100 votes. Get them in quick. Get them in quick. You got 14 seconds. Your probability of getting this right is exploding with each second that passes. 5 minute above 66777. Hourly getting retaken after flushing it out, moving back to the open of the previous hourly, flushing out those longs. We got the close, baby. Hammer candle on the hour. Let's go. Bullish engulfing close on the 30. Let's go. Beautiful 15-minute candle. Could see a little tap back to 66.777. Hopefully that would hold this support. Hopefully. I'm thinking 67.5. 67.5 today. Just go. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Bitcoin. Do you guys feel it? Throughout all of this, it was like each time we made a move up, it was immediately blocked. Like it was instantly fought. Every move up was fought. Every high got pushed back down. We saw wicks. We saw closes below horizontal levels. Since this began, we have seen what I will describe as the bullish parabolic vibe of Bitcoin. So it's like the inverse. It's like each time we reach a high and it sells off, it's bought back up. Each time it pushes down, it's almost like you sit there and you're like expecting it to be bought back up. At least I am. Whereas, I don't know, the last 3 months, it hasn't been that way. Each low, we see buyers come in where we used to see sellers come in at each high. The vibe has changed. Nobody knows how long that will continue. No one, unless you have a crystal ball, nobody knows. But I'm feeling a change, man. That trip to extreme greed seems to have kind of inverted maybe the market makers, maybe the vibe of the trend. I don't know. We have been live for 2 hours and I do not feel great. I'm surprised I made it this long. I forgot to tell you guys about it. So quick story. I went tubing this weekend. I had a family member I haven't seen in years come into town. We went tubing because I love tubing. You guys know that. It hasn't rained in a while. It's been extremely hot. The water levels were very low. The water was like pretty gross water. I live near farms. And so gross ass water, lots of runoff, tons of bugs. The next day I woke up and I had what I assumed was spider bites. It was kind of like 2 pairs of 2 bumps kind of near each other. They were painful and itchy. I didn't think much of it. I was like, whatever. We got mad bugs where I'm at. Probably just spiders. We got billions of spiders on the outside of the house. I'm moving August 1st, thank God. So didn't think much of it. Noticed I had some bites on my legs the next day, like 24 hours later. Didn't think much of it because take my dog out. There's lots of bugs. So the problem is these don't hurt, but they're extremely itchy. And yesterday, when I was inspecting them, I noticed, it's right here where I got them initially. I noticed now there is a good amount of littler bumps around that area. I got concerned. I went to the urgent care today. Doctor looked at it. My biggest concern, honestly, is that shingles. Never had shingles. I don't know. But a lot of the symptoms, the pain, the itching, the location, etc. Went to urgent care and they said it's probably not shingles though, because I also have it on my back now. That's new in the last 48 hours. And it crosses the middle of my back, and shingles apparently is almost never what they say bilateral, meaning on both sides of your body. It usually has like a line down the middle. So they don't know what it is. They prescribe me antibiotics and steroids. I'm going to take those for a week. If it doesn't get better, going back to the doctor. Don't know. She said it's likely bites that triggered an allergic reaction is like the one she says is the most likely, or it's like an infection that I got topically from the water. So it could be like viral or bacterial. So if those don't work, I hope they'll put me on antivirals or something. We'll see. I don't feel sick. I don't have a lot of pain. It hurts when I itch them, but I have a lot of pain. I don't have, like with shingles, apparently you have nerve pain, like kind of shooting down one side of your body. I don't have any of that. I really have no other symptoms other than it's really hard to sleep because it's so itchy and uncomfortable. My body is very sensitive right now. So if you're a doctor, join the Discord and give me some medical advice. I won't hold you to it. I'd love opinions. Discord.gg/TomCrown. Jump in there. This is a hell of a stream, boys. It was a longer one, over 2 hours. At the beginning, I gave more alpha, more important chart information, more technical analysis than I want to say the entire month before that. Although we had some good stuff. We had some good stuff on the way down, but not much. So much value. Go check out the beginning of this stream. Absolutely. If you didn't catch it, it's worth it. It's only, 20 minutes. It's worth the time. Into this weekend, we have laid out what we want to see for the bullish scenario, what would be the bearish scenario, and potential entries and exits on shorts and longs there. It's good stuff. If you haven't watched our free trading course on YouTube, it won't be free forever. I had somebody reach out to me and say, dude, you're nuts for putting that out on YouTube. You could be raking in 6 figures a month with that. But I want you guys to succeed. I don't want me to succeed based on you losing money. I want you guys to succeed, so they're free. Someday they won't be. Check out the playlist. There's like 20 lessons on different topics, lots of which we went over today and used in our analysis. Highly recommend it. Shout out to LuxAlgo and MetaSignals. They are the #1 in what they do. LuxAlgo has hundreds of indicators on TradingView. Hundreds are free. They have some premium ones. Use my link and get a free trial. Check them out. MetaSignals, an amazingly powerful trading algorithm has value for all traders. Look at Bitcoin move when it thinks I'm leaving. I was doing my little wrap up, trying to trick it into moving higher. Haha. Meta Signals, an amazingly powerful algorithm, very, very strong at scanning charts, looking for entries. Now, I'm not saying, as I always do, it is not something you blindly copy, that this doesn't work in trading, but it is a powerful tool for, I would say, more experienced traders to be able to look at lots of pairs and examine lots of time frames and identify potential setups. Free trial with my link. Of course, there's exchanges in there that you can sign up with, cost you nothing, no KYC, and they will get you access in our Discord to the VIP trading rooms. And boys, that's it. I'm going to let Bitcoin run. Happy weekend. Thank you for bearing with me today. I'll update you on the health stuff. I'll see some of you in Nashville. See some of you in Nashville next week. If you don't have tickets and you want to go, grab them with the link in the video description. And that's it. That's all for today. Have a great weekend.